Hey friends, it is Becky, and I wanted to come in and do a little training. And so this one's titled Words Matter and Strategy Works. So I've had this conversation in the last 24 hours with a couple different clients, and I have some real life examples that I wanted to share. And sometimes I just take for granted that people understand some of the psychology of communicating with people. And I feel like, duh, like I hate telling people like things that I just feel like, hey, everyone should know this. But then I remember that I did a lot of these things myself. But now, and over the years, over 40 years of selling, 200,000 plus prospecting attempts, talking to thousands and thousands and thousands of people in my lifetime. I mean, it's mind blowing how many people I've had conversations with, one on one conversations, phone conversations, email conversations. I've just talked to so many people, and I found, patterns appear. When you do things a certain way, you get a certain response. And it's like, oh, I don't like that response. Let me tweak it. And I would change it up and be like, oh, if I do it this way, it works better than if I do it that way. And the natural way that I did it, the natural way that you're probably doing it just doesn't work. Or maybe just a slight tweak. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It's not a wrong thing, but just making little tweaks and adjustments can fix the result, can fix the outcome, can increase the outcome. And that's what working with me is all about, is fixing and tweaking and making those adjustments. And I don't know where you need your tweaks until I work with you on a one-on-one basis. And I hear what you say, and I watch and observe you, and I learn from what you're doing currently. And I look at your online presence and I'm like, ooh, I would fix that. I would do this. I would show up here. I would do that. I would talk this way. I would ask that way. It makes a difference. I'm going to share two examples. And these just happened in the last 24 hours. And I'm not naming names. I mean, it's not a bad thing. They're not wrong. They're just tweaks. So, the first one was someone that's been in sales a long time. They've been in sales a long time. They do a lot of cold calling, they book appointments. And we had a meeting yesterday, and and we've been working for a while, but he didn't sign up as many people as he wanted to last month. So we talked through the numbers. And when we talked through the numbers, it made me ask, because the number he wanted to sell, he didn't even hold enough appointments. I mean, he had less appointments than the number he wanted to sell. So say you want to sell 10 appointments, you're probably good. Let's be realistic. You're probably gonna have to hold 20 appointments. I mean, 50% is a good closing rate. I mean, let's just be real. Half the people you're gonna talk to are gonna say no. Maybe, 80%, maybe 75%. So you got to be real and know that you're going to get 50 to 75% no's. So if you want 10 signups, you're probably going to have to do a minimum of 20 to 25 appointments. Let's be real. I mean, if you're really, really good and really qualified and they're coming to you, maybe if you have people that are just coming to you, like I have someone I know that does home inspections, and he gets a lot of referrals from realtors, because and they people are ready, they need it, they have to get a home inspection. He probably doesn't have to sell much. Someone referred him, they call him, they're like, yeah, get a price, boom, let's do it. They're not going to price shop 5 or 10 home inspectors. They're just going to go with one that got a referral. Now, if he's not getting referrals, that's what I would work on, is working through realtors and other people that could refer him. But he's not going to have to. I mean, his closing rates are really probably very, very high. He doesn't have to, they're not price shopping him. If you're in insurance, they might be price shopping you, or maybe they're using someone, they're not sure if they want to move. So those are the people I help, are the people that have to either take someone away, like, hey, I know you're using ABC company, I want you to come here. Or you have to create a want or need. Maybe they're not using someone in your lane. Maybe they're not using a sales trader. They're not using a marketing person. And you're trying to say, hey, I can help you achieve this result by using my services. And so in those kind of cases, I would say 20% to 50%, 20% is probably average. So just know that. So first thing we identified was he just didn't have enough appointments. And then the second thing, it was like, well, how many cold calls, how many prospecting attempts. And he had a fair amount of prospecting attempts, and I felt his conversion from prospecting to appointment. So let's talk about that. That's what we know we need to fix is that prospecting to attempt and or to book. We want, hey, if you're cold calling 30, 40 people, you should probably 50%, you could probably 50%, book if you get really good at booking. So I started asking him what he was saying on those cold calls. And he was going in and talking, in my opinion, and sharing a little bit too much information and kind of almost going into a little mini sales presentation at the cold call or at the prospecting, whether it's on the phone, whether it's in person, whether it's in DMs. And what I said is, you want to keep that information as close to the vest as possible. The only thing that you're selling is booking an appointment. The only thing. And the more that you can keep, like, saying, hey, we do be real general. We help people drive in results. You talk about the results. Hey, we help in drive in revenue. We help drive in this. We help grow that. We help improve this. We help gain this. We help save you money. We help grow your revenue. We help increase profits. You want to talk about the outcome because that's what they want. They don't care what you do. They care about what you can help them with, the result they can get from what you do. So talk about that. Hey, this is what we do. We do it at an affordable price. We have a price point for everyone. And all I wanted, and I just wanted to schedule a time to come back and share a little bit of what I do. And they might say, well, tell me a little bit more what it is. Hey, I work with XYZ. If you could name drop, hey, I work with this, this, this. We've helped them grow to here. We've helped this client do that. Again, share testimonials, share stories. And when can we set up a time? I want to learn about you, share what I do, and see what might be a good fit. I'm not going to talk price. I'm not going to share all the things because sometimes in that 5, 10, 15-minute mini presentation, what happens is they disqualify themselves. They're like, oh, I don't like that. Or maybe, you just don't hit the button that they want. So curiosity, keeping it kind of close to the vest and say, hey, we have many solutions. I have many opportunities. I have, different programs. I have different price points. One of the things I would say, hey, I have lots of different programs. I have price points starting at $100. So I have something in there for everyone's budget. My question is, are you looking for more customers? Well, yeah, great. Let's meet. Let's see if I can help you. So always bring it back to the result. Keep it simple. Don't try to tell them all the things that you do. Just, hey, if do you want your website to convert better? Are you open to having a website that drives in traffic? Are you open to X? Are you open to getting rid of back pain? Are you open to getting rid of headaches? Are you open to a better lifestyle? Are you open to, hey, let's book a time. Ask that yes, yes question and then book it, assumptively book it. And because when you sit and tell them too much information, you tell them just enough to say, I'm not interested. So that was one little thing that I would definitely tweak, and we talked about is just go in, even if, I was always really good at calling or talking to people and booking, calling, talking, booking, calling, talking, booking. That's what you need to do. The second scenario that I wanted to share was someone that was calling on a past client and they were trying to take them away from they were using another service, and so they were calling on someone that was already using someone else, but they knew him. They had worked with him in a previous company. And so they called, built a little rapport, talked to him. And he said, hey, could I send you a price quote? Asked a very simple question. And the guy said, oh, yeah, send me a price quote. And boom, that was okay. Yeah, I'll get that sent you. I'll work it up. I've got some things. I'll send it over. Great. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And there was nothing wrong with the first scenario. But, but tweak, tweak, because when you say, "Hey, can I send you a price quote?" You have no idea. I mean, if they say yes, a yes means they're open to getting a price quote. That doesn't mean they're open to making a change. I've had lots of people that are like, "Oh yeah, I collect price quotes, and that way, if I ever have a problem, I know I have information on it." Well, who knows when that'll be and if the prices will even be the same. I'm not going to send people price quotes unless I know they have a want, that I know they have a need. I know they're open-minded. I know they're willing to make a change. So we're not just in the business of sending out price quotes and hoping someone buys, sending out price quotes, hoping someone buy. Basically, you're hoping the price quote is going to sell the job for you. No, the price quote does not sell the job. It's a part of it, but the value is the big part of it. So the tweak, the adjustment is in the same conversation, "Hey, awesome. Well, I would love to send you some information. Let me ask you if I was able to get some really good pricing and provide really great service. You know what it's like working with me. We could provide better service, better value. Are you open to making a change? Are you even open to making a change, to changing companies?" Because if they're not open to changing companies, there's no point in me sending a price quote. But most of the time they will say, "Oh, yeah, yeah, if you have yeah, if you really have something great, I'd be open to changing." Great. I'll let me put pen to paper. Let's book a time. Let's set a time so I can sit down with you and learn more about what you're doing and share our services and why we're going to give you value added service. And take that next step to actually book the appointment instead of just shooting out pricing. So, two different things. Yeah, it would be easier just to do the first one all day long. It takes a little more energy. Yeah, you're asking a little touchier question, but you ask it in a pleasant way. "Hey, just curious, if I was able to do X, Y, and Z, would you even be open?" Because if they say no to that, I'm not sending prices. If they say yes, game on. It's time to go. It's go time. And so I just want you to think about that when you're talking to people. Are you doing it the first way? Are you doing it the second way? Are you giving people too much information? Are you booking those selling appointments? Or are you trying to, kind of sell them on the fly? People don't buy on the fly. They buy with intentionality. When they buy, when they're in a buying mode, now, I'm not saying that it doesn't work that other way. You can't get sales that other way. Yeah, sure, you can get sales anyway. Anything can work occasionally. I'm just talking about improving closing ratio, increasing your wins, because the other way, it's easy to go, "Oh, yeah, that looks good. I'll put it there. I'll think about it later." I mean, business owners, people that are running a business, they are busy. They don't have time to really, "Oh, let me evaluate this and let me decide." But when you come and sit down with them and you go over it with them and you help them reach a decision, whether it's yes or no, you can move on instead of, "Hey, did you check out my quote? How does it look? Are you wanting to move forward?" I'm telling you, strategy is words matter, strategy does also. Words and strategy together, you can be unstoppable. And it doesn't have to sound salesy, it doesn't have to sound pushy. I don't feel like anyone has ever really said that they feel like I'm pushy or salesy, but I'm professional. I lead conversations in a professional way. I want to help people get to a decision or get it off their plate so we don't have to think about it. They don't have to keep getting hearing from me. Call, "Hey, are you interested? Hey, did you check did you do this?" If you need help with tweaks and adjustments, if you're struggling and you need help with tweaks and adjustments, let's get on a call. Win with Becky Sale, winwithbecky.com. Book your 45-minute sales strategy session. Easy peasy, no, you don't have to pay anything, no obligation, but book that time. Win with Becky Sales, winwithbecky.com, but Win with Becky Sales Training. I hope this helped. I hope that gave you a couple of really good scenarios and how words matter and strategy does also. Strategy works. So, you guys have a great day.